It is 3:01. Call this meeting of ENF to order. Councilor Buzzard?
Sure. Dear Heavenly Father, we gather here today to do the business of the Cherokee Nation. We ask that you put your hand upon us and give us guidance. We ask for the people that have traveled from a distance to have a safe journey home. We ask you to give your blessing over this meeting, and we ask all of this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, Shelley.
Taylor,
Here.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Bill Anglin.
Honey.
Jack Baker.
Here.
Harley Buzzard.
Here.
Bill Bird.
Honey.
Sean Crittenden.
Honey.
Ron Garvin. Frankie Hargis.
Present.
Wanda Hatfield. Rex George.
Here.
Dick White. Curtis Snell. David Thornton. Victoria Vasquez.
Honey.
David Walkenstick.
Honey.
Brian Warner.
Honey.
We do have a quorum.
Okay. I would entertain.
So moved.
Thank you. Can I have
She's frozen.
an entertation and a second to approve last month's meetings? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Move on to reports. Sean Slayton is here to report from our business arm.
Good afternoon, Council.
Good afternoon.
Businesses continue to perform well over the summer. Had net income of 10.2 in June, and I'll be happy to report next month about 12 million in July. So things continue to look good there. We're in the stages, like other companies, of preparing the 2017 outlook and forecast, and things look good. Do have a couple of risk factors out there. One continues to be the slow performance of the economy in general, and how that may or may not impact Northeast Oklahoma and the jobs and things like that with some of the energy companies. And then the other thing is, I think, as everybody knows today, they've announced on TV that Margaritaville is opening the casino portion of their new facility there. I think it's the first of 3 grand openings that they're going to have with it. They're going to do the casino and things this week, and then they'll be doing a grand opening for their hotel in December or January. Then they'll be doing a grand opening for the pool sometime in the spring or summer, wherever that happens. And then the other one would be a grand opening for their version of the joint. So they'll have an active year on TV, and we'll continue to do our thing just like we have. And we've made some investments in the past couple of years in anticipation of this. We know it will have some impact, and what we've tried to do is mitigate that as best we can. And Coffeyville and is going to help with that, as will Grove when it opens up. So we appreciate both the chief and his administration and the council supporting us in those type things, and we think they'll help cushion whatever market goes away from us, if any. And we're working hard not to let that happen. Speaking of the projects, we have Grove is proceeding on schedule, and actually a little bit ahead of schedule. We're working with DEQ and the city of Grove to bring the sewer and water across Sailboat Bridge, and that's working nicely. Outpost 1, we're trying to hustle and get that thing open for the holidays. We're going and hope everybody likes it. And continue to work on the spa there at Hard Rock and get that ready for a November, December type. With that, I'll open the floor to any questions and be happy to answer them.
Councilor Walkenstick.
Hey, Sean. Anyways, first I want to commend you guys for taking those steps to offset our losses with Margaritaville.
If we have any.
If you have any, exactly. The other is the gas station out here looks really good. I seen I seen a couple companies out there working on the gas station that have done really shoddy in some of our other locations, and wanted to know if there's some way that, I mean, are we not learning from our past mistakes with these companies, or I don't know. I'm trying to. I don't know how you guys, what your process is. Yes, you take the lowest bid, but is there a way that we can eliminate some companies if they continue to burn us with their product?
Well, the answer is yes. The businesses, the Terrell law, the best that we can, which has been very supportive of what we do. And we work with Diane's group, and we try to give everybody every opportunity they can to correct mistakes. In construction projects, mistakes are going to happen. And
What y'all, do you guys have like a 3-strike rule, or?
well, I'm not sure that there's a set number. I think it kind of depends on the circumstances. There are occasions that we have, as a last resort, gone to Taro, and that the businesses, whatever they want to do on other Cherokee Nation projects. If you have some businesses in mind,
I'll
if
share
you
it
will
with
get with me offline,
I sure will.
I'll look into that.
I'm sure you're familiar with them, but I'll let you know.
Probably
Thank you.
so.
Counselor Bowser?
Sean, I have several questions here, and I'll try to be brief about all of them. I had wrote a memo about some of the archives on requisitions from, and I thought it went to Cherokee Nation, but C&E has their own procurement processes there. And I had wrote a memo because they weren't putting archives procurements on the files. So Terrell vendors could go back and look and see what the bids were that had been awarded. So I got an email from the guy from procurement said that's been fixed, and I take it has. I haven't looked at it, but I take it that it has. That's the word for it.
Okay.
So I just want to bring that to your attention that I had sent an email out.
I did see that. And
Okay.
I thought they had responded to you.
He
but-
did. He responded and said that they had it
Follow
fixed, and
through.
they'd had them all online, but that Monday, which I take it they did. I hadn't looked at it. The other thing is, I want to talk a little bit about our clinics. We're really proud of those clinics. I know every district that has a new clinic is really proud, and I am too, about the clinic in Jay, but I'm going to bring up the electronic signs, and I appreciate, you know, the C&E or C&E business putting those signs up, but we had talked in Jay about putting this electronic sign up and then breaking up from the base, put brick to make it look really, really nice, and now I've been told that they're just going to leave the pole sticking up there and put the sign up. And I thought, well, I wasn't going to say anything about it, but then I got to thinking, you know, we spent $14 million plus on that clinic there, and everything looked really, really nice. The other entrance sign has brick and has a seal on it, and the design on it, and they look really nice too. And I thought, well, it's going to look a little odd to have a nice looking electronic sign out there with a pole going up 8 to 10 foot in the air, and it's a sign up there. And we had talked about earlier putting a brick on it, and there's a lot of brick out behind the clinic there, and I thought that's what it was for, but I was just told the other day that we're not going to do that, but you guys weren't going to do it. Well, I got to thinking, you know, the cost, and I know it's going to cost some to do that, but just heard in a meeting earlier, and it got me to thinking, you know, we spent $4 million on a building here in California. Our students are going to see. Probably none of our elders, none of our full-blood people are going to see it. We have elders, we have full-blood people coming in and out of those clinics every day. And they want to look at something that's nicely constructed and say that's part of the Cherokee Nation. So I just wish you'd go back and talk to the board or wherever those dollars come from and convince them that me as a council member would like to see that to enhance the beauty of our clinic that's being built.
Sure.
You know, we got people coming from the rural areas that go to those clinics. They like to see things nice. And I'm constantly harping about the landscape in that clinic up there because I know you're proud and I'm proud of what we've got done and I want to see it taken care of. The same way with the sign going in. We're already spending a lot of money on electronic sign, I understand that, but I just wish that you could convince the board or you or whoever I need to convince that let's go ahead and do it and make it look nice and it's over with. Okay? The other thing is the Grove Casino, and I may have visited with you, I'm not sure, but I've had some people from Grove. When we announced that casino, we said we're going to have a nice restaurant, and then I find out it's not going to be what they envisioned. They've told me that. So I understand we did go back and make some revisions to it, but what some of those people are telling me that, yeah, we're going to have a nice restaurant, but what I'd heard that we were going to have a place to eat where it's going to be just mainly open out there. What they're envisioning is something more, a little bit private. Still have the open, but have some private rooms where those real estate people in to buy a lake property, over Shangri-La, and those are $5-10 million properties, restaurant, and we thought we were going to get a nice restaurant to take them. I said, well, I'll talk to C&E. And so I hope we've taken that into consideration. And really, to be truthful, I've looked at the plan. It looked like we could do that. It may not be on a large scale, but at least give something that's really, really nice for them to take their clients to. So I'd like to. The other thing is, I've had questions, but on the sewer line and water line that's running out to the casino,
Yes, sir.
is that, did the city of Grove annex that portion?
You'd have to talk to them.
Okay, well, I intend to call them, because that's the rumor around that part of the country that, and I said, well, I don't know. I said, I'll ask, but I'll ask the city of Grove, because I heard they were. But, I could see maybe them annexing the highway right-of-ways in order to let people hook onto the thing once we're through with it. I've heard really good comments about that, because not only bring more businesses out there, but it'll change the look of that Tomcat corner in 5 or 10 years. It won't look the same. So that's it. The other thing I just want to, and I may have to have Terrell to come in and talk about this, but I had some, and I don't want to call it a complaint, but it brought to my attention on bidding that C&E does, their procurement processes for giveaways. That's not the correct word, but when you have people come in the casino and if the first 100 you give them a cooker or you give them a t-shirt or something like that. Promotions.
Okay.
That we had Terrell contractors were bidding against large companies, and the company was Lowe's. And the Terrell vendor said, Harley said, I'll never compete against Lowe's. And I said, well, it doesn't seem fair, but you know, I know we're in the business of getting the best price we can, so that may have been the reason they did Lowe's. So I don't know. Is that the norm? I don't know.
I don't know that particular items are bid.
Yeah.
I think there's a limit. In other words, there's a ceiling there for bid. And but if you've got a specific item or something, I can research how that went down.
And they did. They answered my questions, and it still didn't seem too fair to the Terrell people. That's how I'm getting at it too, because if we're gonna bid against Lowe's and Walmart, some of the large, they'll never win a bid. Never win a bid. So, and I know there's a rule that there's a percentage that we can take. I used to think it was 10% over the lowest bidder, but that's not what it is really, because it's prorated out. It's what the amount is. But if you would just take a look at those policies and see, because still I'm also for trying to save money and as much as we can too. So we need to use common sense about what we're doing. I would hate for our Terrell contractors to have to bid against Lowe's or Walmart or some of the large chains, because they'll never beat them. There again, you know, I do realize we need to make some profit on what we're doing too. So anyway, those are just some things to think about, and I really would like you to go back and think about those nice signs at our clinics out there, because I know there's going to be some money involved with it, but still, you know, I think that we can really show where wanting to have nice things for our full-blood people that come in there. People from the rural areas that probably never come to Tahlequah. And they do come to the clinic, so I'd like for them to be just as proud of what we got going as you are and I am. So, anyway, if you take that back to the board and for you to consider.
Will do.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Counselor Hatfield?
What is the progress on the Cherokee outlets at the Hard Rock?
Okay.
Or do you have?
Yeah, I was thinking Plaza there for a second, which I missed a while ago, and I'll go back to. I think a few meetings back, I kind of spoke to where the industry in general is, the retail industry.
Right.
And online is just the brick and mortar companies, retail, and, percent of the walk-in traffic is now just sitting in front of their computer. And so they're really hesitant to jump in and commit to construction projects, especially with that first risk that I talked about, which is the economy. And with what's facing the nation, and elections coming up, and everybody's just kind of sitting on the sidelines, waiting to see what happens, waiting to see which way the country and the economy might. That's the big picture. Well, that kind of trickles down to construction projects for retail projects in general. There are just not very many out there. If they were started, some of them are cutting back, some of them are just stopping. And in this particular instance, there's not construction going on in Tulsa, either at the Simon spot or at our place, but continued talks with the retailers to try to get them to commit to commit to us, but Simon's got a project down there that some are worried about coming with us instead of Simon. So it's in limbo. That's the short answer. I could have said that and just stopped, but
Well, that's fine
I
because,
probably should have.
no,
Sorry.
I heard the speaker, at the meeting from Woodmont, and he, his concerns, and I haven't heard anything
Yeah,
else
that
since
hasn't
then.
changed.
It hasn't changed.
We talked to him 2 weeks ago. He offered up a proposal to do something, and we said, well, we don't think we're going to spend money on that, and we haven't heard back from him, so
All right.
that's kind of where that stands. I would like to go back to the plaza for just a second.
I think you should.
Yeah, we're very proud that Sonic opened and served the first hamburger or whatever it was. And looking forward to Buffalo Wild Wings coming on, and Taco Bueno, and the Ford dealership. And those will all be happening, hopefully by the 1st of November for all of them. So very excited and proud of how that project has come about, and I appreciate Chuck and all his hard work with his group to make that happen, because I kind of stayed out of that, and they have, what you see there is the results of their efforts. I did miss one risk a while ago that I needed to get on the table. It's a risk for Hard Rock in particular, or exclusively. We were notified about a month and a half ago that ODOT is going to begin another road construction project about 3 miles west of Hard Rock, where I-244 curves in across that bridge and intersects there on 44. And that'll be an 18-month project. We went and met with them and tried to add suggestion there as much as possible, and lanes being open, times that they had to shut her down for a safety issue with a particular deal. So it happened before at Hard Rock with the bridge. We call it construction disruption because some number of gamers just don't want to take the chance or fight through that particular deal. So we know that that's going to have some impact on us, and we hope that it's minimal. But I did want to make everybody aware that 2017 in Hard Rock, flat is up in this particular year. So with that good news.
Counselor Garvin?
What's the word on the Arkansas game? And I noticed they got a lot more signatures.
Well, I hope that I would have a good word for you today. It'll probably be tomorrow, but our anticipation is today or tomorrow that the Secretary of State validates the signatures and says that Arkansas is going to vote on it. But, we won't know that until we hear it out of his mouth. We turned in the last bunch, or I say we, the group did, I believe it was a week ago Monday. So
Looks like it's going to go, doesn't it?
we sure hope so. The polling's good on it. So.
Okay, thank you, Sean. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. I just wanted to thank you, I guess, for finally getting the WRD renovation off the ground. It's going, there's a lot of excitement surrounding that in that casino. And also the numbers at CNI are really slowly but surely kind of making a turnaround. And
Absolutely.
so I hope that you will pass that on to those responsible for that.
We realigned that under Stephen Bilby, who is president of Diversified Businesses, and he's made a huge impact over there in a short amount of time. And I say that it took the effort of everybody that's over there, and I will say this, they have been gung-ho and supportive of the changes that we ask them to make, and we're seeing the results of that, so we're not through.
Yeah. Well, I want you to pass that on because it is showing up and we're noticing.
We do.
Just commend your staff. I don't think it's going to be much competition. Looking for this Taj Mahal that doesn't exist. But anyway, I'm glad we got into Coffeyville and Grove and expanded. No big deal. Like a little, like a marble monument that stands out there from the old regime, non-tribal members. We need to remove that and put the appropriate people.
I'll get with you after that, after this.
About 5 feet tall, the marbles, got all these names on there that I would say walking stick could take a bobcat out there and remove it, but we'd be missing a clubhouse.
Okay.
And you wouldn't have any water.
Counselor Lay, do you have something to add?
Yes, ma'am. The vote thing, does that trigger the other payment that goes to that group? Or
Yes, sir. It does. We met with them, with Todd Hembry and group. We meet every week on the phone, but they came back 2 weeks ago and sat down with the group, and we went over the campaign budget. We're not, publicly saying what that amount is, but we're very happy with their plan. Great partner. They pick up the phone and call anytime, partnered up with anybody better.
So the polling, you say looks good?
Yes, sir.
Is that all? Anybody else have any questions?
If this goes through, we have on West Solon Springs yet.
Yeah, before we got into this, we did our homework, and we used an outside group to do their studies so that we wishing here or something, and we have a good idea in general of what it is. And again, that's not something that we would prefer to talk about, but it's something that we're aware of.
But we're not gonna close the doors.
Sir?
We won't close
Oh,
the doors.
no. West Siloam has a very loyal customer base, and that's one of the huge success stories that the gaming's got, is what they've done. Roland's coming on strong. So we're doing good in all of our gaming facilities.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. Any other questions for Sean? If not, we will see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, Lacey, I guess you're up.
All right.
Back in the hot seat.
Yay. We sure have spent a lot of time together this week. So I just want to start off with that. I just want to say thank you to Tribal Council for all your time and attention and question and dialogue. I mean, this budget is a $1 billion puzzle piece. And so with with your help, we are able to put out those services to people in the best way. So I just want to say thank you for that. That's it's really helping us, and we're working on year-end close and working to make sure that we're ready to go into a new fiscal year. We're also, I got a lot of staff help in commerce with holiday, and I just really want to thank them. Money makes the holiday go round, so we're always on call for that. So just a shout out to them. And I also want to say thank you to the council for getting out quite a bit of surplus distributions on this agenda. So with that, I'll be happy to take any questions that you might have.
Can't imagine that we would have anything left over from Monday. So, oh, Counselor Hatfield does.
Yes, ma'am. I think I did ask this question before about surplus donations. Is that just for Cherokee Nation jurisdiction, East Oklahoma? Is that for large communities as well?
That's how we've always done it.
Okay.
And I'll say that it is largely that way because it's the organization's responsibility to pick up the goods. We can't deliver to
Right.
anybody. So,
We're going to keep it that way.
I think that's probably, unless there's,
Okay.
I'm open to discussion with council. For special circumstances, there might
Thank you.
be an option.
Thank you.
Anything else for Lacey? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that brings us to Career Services with Diane Kelly.
I kind of thought Sean was going to steal my thunder when he started talking about the plaza. But he didn't. Job fairs, that's what we're all about. I think you saw some of the flyers back there. I was really excited. The people from Taco Bueno came out to the office and personally came in and thanked me for the staff and putting their job fair together. They were very complimentary. They had well over the amount of people that they actually are going to hire. And they said that they couldn't have asked for better partnership than the Cherokee Nation. So I just want to let you know that Taco Bueno was very pleased. We're doing Buffalo Wild Wings today. Before 10 o'clock, we had over 100 people come through. And Hunter was down a little while ago, and he said they're still out there coming through. And the job fair for Buffalo Wild Wings goes through till tomorrow. So they're going to reach their peak by this afternoon. It closes at 5, and they'll start back out again in the morning. So I've got several people down there working on that. And then as a result of everything that's going on over at the plaza, Casey's across the street has 2 stores here in town, and they also have one in Westville. And they are wanting us to do job fairs for them, so we're going to be doing job fairs for them here in the next few weeks. Swan's in Stillwell, and then Macy's, and I already kind of put some fire under Larry Daugherty, and I said, you've got to start doing this every week. Major job fairs coming up in the Tulsa area for Macy's because they're at their peak time and they're going to need thousands of people. So the staff are extremely busy, but we're all about jobs and all about training, and I just wanted to let you know because we're pleased. The quality of people that are coming through from what the owners of the businesses are saying, they're saying that they're good people and they're hiring some of them there on the spot. So that's good. The other thing is that we have a resource fair scheduled next Thursday and Friday. People start coming into the complex on Wednesday, coming in for the holiday. They're coming home for, different family reunions, and they start coming in, and we just have an overabundance of people here in this building on Wednesday afternoon up through Saturday. We've got this resource fair going on for recruitment purposes. I know Nikki and her group from foster care was set up last year, and they got a lot of bites on foster parents, and it's more or less for any of the programs that are needing to recruit, and some of the businesses, they'll be set up as well Thursday and Friday from, I believe it's 10 to 5 or 4. And then, of course, open house is Saturday, and then I would encourage you all that have other entities like Carl Albert, Brian, that want to be in the holidays, or Deborah Lack, because we want as many people in that parade as we possibly can. Chairwoman Taylor is trying to help us get some more bands. Part of our building at expanding that, there's some other space. had Ed Bryce down, and he's working with us to get those rooms opened up, get them cleaned up, and from out at Cherokee Heights over to the Mid-America Industrial Park. Right now, Pryor has the most people coming through that testing center, and we know that once it gets moved, we're even going to be more in I can't even say the word, inundated with more people. Anyway, you know what I mean. Inundated, yes. Tongue-tied. But anyway, we're really happy about that partnership. Still working with South Coffeyville. Where's Councilman Lay and Victoria? Oh, there he is. Jack, you were hiding him.
I was.
I just wanted Councilwoman Vasquez and Councilman Lay to know that we're still working with South Coffeyville. And that's going to be a good project. We're reassigning people to work out of the Veneta office so they can go up there quickly. Taro,
Full-time in Nowata County, that'd be okay with me.
I don't think so. We've got, I just want to commend Willard Mounts and Larry Vance, better known as Barney. Willard and Barney have been working with John Smith out, and they have been doing an outstanding job with Taro. Knock on wood, we haven't been getting hardly very many complaints. They're taking care of them, and Barney comes down to my office and reports in all the time. Willard's down there, we're on the telephone all the time, so things are moving and things are going good. I just want to report that we do have a new fire coordinator. His name is Dwayne Chuckluck, and he got a call from the BIA, and he's got 6 of his fire dancers out, and they're in Old Mulgy fighting fire today. And who knows, it may be on the news tonight, because Julie told us that their television station had contacted them, so they could be on the news tonight. But I just want to let you know that our fire program is going good. And in fact, Teresa Williamson from the Forest Service is complimentary of Willard. And in fact, Brent Goring and Forrest Black Bear have had nothing but praise to say about Willard and Josh and all the work that they're doing. So they're staying on top of that. We've got our offices. I believe you asked about the office signs. Mr. Mike Brown's working with us on those, and he said he apologized that he didn't get them out there, but he had several other things going on. But the signs are made. They are going to get put up there in Claremore, and we're also working to get the signs put up there in Sallisaw as well, Councilman Warner. And we also contacted Elton Sunday at Veneta to try to get a sign put up out there at the clinic because of our office there. So we're working on that. He said he'd let us know where we could put one. So we're going to get one put up, hopefully. And the Adair County Courthouse, Councilwoman Hargis and Crenton, the courthouse is being remodeled and everything. The alleyway where the post office boxes are behind the post office and our complex, we own most of that alleyway. That's where they're going to put those electrical poles that's going to feed into the construction for the courthouse. And I let Bruce know. Bruce was going to go over and meet with them. They're going to close that thorough between the courthouse and our office and the back side of the post office. Once they get that construction up, we will have to enter on the west side. Our parking lot is still ours, but they're going to have to enter on that back side. There won't be a way they can go through there, and they'll be moving those boxes. So I just wanted to let you all know.
Employees will still be able to park in the same place?
Yeah, on the back side.
Come in
It's
on the
just
back
they'll have to come in on the west side and go out on the west side. They won't be able to go through there. They're hoping to do something back there within the next 120 days is what the city told us. But they notified us a couple of weeks ago. So just wanted you all to be aware of it. And that's pretty much all I have.
Councilor Hargis?
On the job fairs, like with Buffalo Wild Wings, do they give you a report on how many Cherokees or natives they hire? Do you get that information back?
No.
Can we not get that?
They can't ask people whenever they come in.
It's not on their application?
No, those are standard company, corporation applications that everybody takes. People
We'd
through
be able
there.
to get some information if we're putting out the labor for the job fair.
Well, we know that there's several people that come through that we know, but we just, you can't ask them, and it's not on the application. Now, if it was for us and we were doing the job fair, the Cherokee Nation, you could ask, but it's for their company, it's their company corporation applications. And we just help recruit. But I can tell you that we are getting some really good people come through there, and most of them are local. It's good.
Thank you. There's somebody, Councilor Warren.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Casey's, they're building a new one in Southall too. You knew that, right?
I heard.
Okay, right. Is that gonna be a part of?
Well, we're not really sure. The information that we got was Westville and the two here in Tahlequah. I'm sure it's because of the new construction and the new facilities that are going in across the street and here in Tahlequah. But I'm sure whenever that one happens, they'll probably ask us to work with them on that.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you.
Pardon?
Any other,
Oh, in burgers. Well, thank you.
Any other questions for Diane?
Lots of Casey's going in.
All right, Diane, you're off the hook. Oh, no, you're not. Go ahead, Councilor Buzzard.
Diane, I don't know if you heard me, the question I asked Sean Slayton about Terrell a while ago.
Yes, I did.
What is the percentage breakdown from Terrell to a non-Terrell company? And the reason I ask, and you probably heard me say that if our Terrell people are bidding against the Lowe's and those big giant corporations, they're never going to win a bid. So what is the breakdown?
Okay.
It used to be 10%, what you used to hear.
Okay, when it comes to the bidding process, that goes back to the procurement, acquisition management departments at C&B and here in the government. Here in the government, it's Rebecca Mitchell and Shelley. They're the ones who work with all the bids. We don't. We just do the certification for the, well, I guess Ananias got the information right here. You're up to me, aren't you? I guess you can answer his question.
She wants your job.
She's sitting here with a graph, so I'll let her answer it. But we actually certify the businesses. If there is a business that is not fulfilling its responsibilities, there is a report card and it's given back to us. And when they come through for recertification, those things are noted and they're mentioned to them. And sometimes they're called in for this research.
So Anna has the information, not
Yep.
just, okay, well, I'll ask her.
Okay.
The other thing, I've noticed in your report there were 3 complaints, EEOC complaints. Is that something that's going to come back to us council members, and can you tell us who the complaints against, or is that confident? I just hear council members can't see confidential information, and proprietary information. That's what I get pulled all the time, and I'm just going to see if you're going to tell us the same thing.
What it is that we have clients who come in from all over. They're not necessarily Cherokee Nation. They could be a business, say a bank. Some woman worked for a bank and she was let go and she felt like she was discriminated against. They actually come in and meet with Dawn and Christine Rogers, and Willard can also take charges. They basically determine whether or not they have a case, and then they forward that on to EEOC in Oklahoma City. And Oklahoma City is the one that actually steps up and starts working with them. We just help them with the paperwork, and we determine whether, if it's in your area.
Well, it's just, we hear these, and I don't know.
Well, I don't know who the 3 were, but I can find out.
If they don't want the information out, it's stamped confidential. If I have to keep people, I can keep confidential information, but it's like I can't even get the information.
I can give you the information. I just didn't know.
Well, I'm just making a point to the other tribal council members here now that, that's the way I feel. I don't know how they feel about it, but, my goodness, if it's confidential and you tell me it's confidential, I'd still like to know what's going on in my district.
3 that we got, and let you know if it's in yours, Mr. Garvin's, or you, Mr. Buzzard's, and let you know, or let you know that we just took the charges and we sent them on to Oklahoma City.
That'd be great.
Be glad to let you know
It would
that.
help. At least I wouldn't be on the telephone saying, well, I don't know anything about it. Now, I don't know how the other council members feel about it.
Well, I always try to let you guys know when something's going on in that area, if we have an office or if we've got staff there. That was why I told you about the South Coffeyville project and the construction going on there in
Well, it's
Stillwell.
just, and I guess I'm ranting here a little bit, but that's the kind of way I feel about it. It's just like it's like the deal over in Arkansas. Well, we can't give it out. Well, if it has to do with money, and we're on the council here, I think we put confidential in it, but at least we know enough we can't go out and spread it in public, so I don't know. It's kind of my rant today.
In the future, if we put something in a report and it's something that we can't give information out, we will put confidential on it. If we don't, let me know and I'll follow up, but I will try to let you know if there's a EEOC complaint that comes in from your district.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Gail,
Councilor Critton.
Root beer.
Anything else?
Are you wanting hot chocolate or you wanting to talk?
How'd you write that? Diane, careers. You probably know I send them straight to you.
Yes, you do.
Is there something, first meeting with there's a whole bunch of sacks and business cards and stuff? But just something where I could, it's not just bombard you, like, if they're here, call Darrell Lake.
I'll be
If
glad
they're-
to do that. I'll be glad to
then-
give you the hierarchy of who's over what, and you can get I'll give you their phone numbers and email addresses.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Still coffee.
Okay, are we all good, or Counselor Garvin, did you have something to say, or?
I'm just trying to get Gail's attention that we have 2 months' birthdays to celebrate today.
We're celebrating. Yes, Counselor Hargis.
Electrical tech classes.
Have a joint effort between Jan Grogan and class. Patty Sumner is the one who selects them. She's the coordinator over the program. And then Laura, Laura, what is Laura's last name? It's Laura Ketcher. Okay. Laura is the point person in the health department, and she and Jan do all the interviewing. And then once they complete the program, then Laura's the one that's responsible for getting them in one of the hospitals or clinics after they complete their training.
Okay, so if they're interested in attending, they contact who first?
If they're on the Surge Tech, they need to contact Pat here at Southgate.
Okay.
And then she interviews them, and then she refers them over to us downstairs in the Southgate building.
Okay.
Jan Grogan.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, anything else?
Good report, Diane.
Thank you, Diane. Always a
You're welcome.
pleasure. All right, Anna, how do you follow that?
Piece of cake.
She's got the answer to Harvey's question.
She does, she can answer Harley's question.
That's right. Well, you do have a copy of my report, and I did want to point out, I'm not sure if I told you last time or not, but the grant for the J Industrial Park for the sewer, and it'll also include some lighting and some curbing. We did get that grant, so
Good deal.
we should be finishing that project up probably next spring. We are also going to hold some FSA, Farm Service Agency trainings in October, November, and December, and we're still working on the locations. It'll be in Jay, Claremore, and Tahlequah, and I'll get you those exact dates and those locations. H.L. Goodwin and Janie Hipp are actually doing the trainings in conjunction with FSA, but hopefully it'll be a good opportunity for us to create a database of Cherokee farmers that we can start using. We're also working on a new orientation packet for taro vendors. That was, Diane and I visited about that. So there'll actually be a welcome packet that goes out to them with a letter, with some procurementmanagement.org website, and how we can help them build their entrepreneurial, and then all of our upcoming trainings, which will include a quarterly. And then this year, on the Taro Vendor Fair, we're actually going to expo. And so it will, we're still going to focus on getting taro vendors and other resources to set up booths, bring in a speaker on coaching your employees for productivity. We're going to try to do some interested and a session on networking. So we're going to try to get other taro vendors that aren't able to some training. So now on the taro procurement percentages, it says at the top of that report, and it's Indian-owned businesses, and on the first page it shows you 81% of all the eligible taro purchases go to taro vendors. And the procurement departments determine if it's a taro eligible purchase by making sure that there are taro vendors that provide that type of service are good. And so because there are some goods and services that we purchase that just there are no taro vendors to provide that. So, and then you can see a breakdown below there that C&E's at 73%, which is very good. The government's at 97%. Health, C&I, and then waste management. And those are the only ones that we break out on that. And then on the second page is the chart that shows you so far this year, out of $70 million worth of procurement opportunities that there were taro vendors eligible for, they received almost $60 million of those. So gives you the dollar figures and the percentages. And this is it's in your packet every month. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any other questions you might have.
I have a question that's around that, and it's actually for Treasurer Horn. Lacey, we're talking about the tarot procurement, and you and I had visited a few months ago about some of the bid sheets are written in such a way that they are specific, and has that bid sheet been revised so it is more inclusive?
Bid sheet.
Maybe I'm not calling it the right thing. Specification sheet, maybe? Where, say it's a Ford pickup, which means no Chevy that might be able to do the same job, could actually bid on that, even though we have and I'm saying I don't know what we have as far as tarot vendors, if we have a Chevy dealer or not. I'm using that for an example. So say we have a Chevy dealer that is a tarot vendor, Ford dealer that is not, but because the spec sheet says Ford F-150, our tarot vendor, Chevy dealer, cannot bid on that.
I don't recall that conversation. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I remember specifically talking about sole source, but I don't remember.
And that was in the same conversation. I was asking about sole sourcing, and the conversation was that sometimes because the requirements are made so specific, that leads us in the direction of a sole source.
Sure. So where I know that this is an issue is where we have, and I don't remember it in the context of a pickup, but where there's
That's just the example I'm
say a
using.
software system or a piece of medical equipment, where the specs are written so specific, where it could have come from a vendor. If we believe that that's where they got those specs for it, then we'll send it back to the program and ask that the specs be revised. We try to only put out bids that have as generic specs as possible.
Thank you. That's all I had. Somebody over here. Okay, go ahead, Beth.
I should know this, Anna, but when is the Small Business Expo? Or what?
It'll be the same night as the Tarot Awards Banquet, November 17th, right? November 17th.
Thank you.
And it'll be at the Hard Rock.
Thank you.
You guys really provide a lot of foot traffic there at that Spider Gallery, more than I thought. I mean, in and out, and the arts and all the classes that you teach, and I think we're having more and more people take advantage of that. So that's really good that you guys are reaching out, and you're pretty diverse in your department there. You and your staff are doing a good job, Anna.
Great. They do a
Appreciate
great
you.
job. I'll pass it along. Thank you.
I actually had Donna Tennant take me through the Arts Center not too long ago, and that was a real eye-opener for me.
It
I
is.
had no idea of all the things that you're doing to foster artists, so kudos to you and your department for
And
recognizing.
artists as entrepreneurs.
That's right.
Yeah.
We may need another tour.
Sure.
That was good.
Sure. And it's
Provide us
great
with
to
a good
see.
snack, okay?
It's great to see the treasures that are working down there
Yes.
in the art center. That's
Yeah.
very nice.
Yes.
I have an idea. Why don't you, for a culture committee, why don't you have one of your artisans make something with that 3D printer and bring it in? That is just the coolest thing.
It is, and you should come down there and try to figure out how to use it.
I'm not smart enough.
we had some people that, and Robert Shin has used it, but yeah, the person we had left.
To the consent item list that's in favor. Moving along to the community provided with the
Cherokee Heritage here for the Cherokee National Holiday. I'm asking for people that, I have $750 left, which I'm happy to give to the Heritage citizens, but I still.
Why don't you just about?
sitting at zero.
A lot of us are.
What are y'all doing with your money?
Well,
A lot of them is already gone, so David, 100 and one.
Whatever's left,
Or do you want to match by 750 and give them
There you
extra
go.
money?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
because all those visitors aren't at large,
See
but
your
that's good you're doing it.
But a majority probably
Yes.
are.
Yeah,
Still put me down for 100.
Okay,
yeah, I've got 15
so
here. Who goes
Wanda and I
second?
each 750 and David 100.
Good.
okay,
We
other
appreciate
than that, anybody besides Walking Stick want to add something?
If I have it, I will.
Don't
I
talk
just
with your
have
mouth full.
Okay.
I'm broke, I guess.
Yeah, I'm broke too.
Thank you, Counselor Garvin. I spent all mine too.
We'll let Jody figure it out, okay, Jody?
Swallow.
If they got it, give it, Jody. If they don't,
Get your drink.
What does he do? I knew he was
Yep.
going to talk.
I have I need to make an amendment to mine.
Direct it to our accountant,
Okay.
please.
Jody, 500 Woodall, 500, of course, you already got 100 from, and 500 to the Telehope Community Building. That should max me out at 4288. Thanks, sir. Thank you, Chair.
Anybody,
All right, now,
other business?
did you find making right now?
He told me that we'll get those.
This is after you.
Sequoia, and then the Sequoia Senior Trip.
Go ahead.
On,
That rolls.
Or just get, so although.
Just take a look, it's being, we stay in compliance, so.
Point out too, you'll notice it is extra to the sports team, to the rosters, so that's.
We've almost made them raise some, they've raised, but coming in with zero, well, that's not, that's just conversation. Okay, next.
We need to vote on this. All those in favor? Go on to livestock.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second on livestock. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposition? All right. Brings us to old business, I believe.
Look at them, you see.
Brings us to new business.
I'd like to make a motion that vote as they're all donating surplus office equipment from the Cherokee Nation warehouses to various entities.
Motion and a second. Two is in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? That carries. Okay, on number 9, 16-100, Counselor Byrd, would you take that for me?
Number 9. Yes, this is resolution authorized development submission of a 3-year plan for public law 102-477 activities. Put that in form of a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on that?
What's, okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, that one carries. Counselor Austin, would you take the budget one?
Sure.
Or hand it off to someone else?
This is an act amending Legislative Act 1715, authorizing the comprehensive operating budget for fiscal year 2016, Mod 11, and declaring an emergency, and I move for its approval.
Second by acclamation.
I got a motion and a second by acclamation. All those in favor? Aye. All righty.
One announcement.
Okay.
I think what we will do is, we just passed the budget Monday, and thanks to the council members. You know, one thing I brought up was in our decision-making on what departments we fund and the various questions that were asked, especially in rehab and human service, I said, we need a database that we can actually work from to make these decisions. So I think what I'll do is talk to executive branch and see if that's something that they want to move forward. If not, I'll have a rough draft legislation from the council to look at next month rules. Is that okay?
Sounds great.
Okay, anyway, that's my announcement.
I have one announcement.
Counselor Gar,
Go ahead.
Jack?
Go ahead.
Oh, an announcement?
Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
I just want to say, today is the 100th anniversary of the National Park Service. They were created 100 years ago today, and they administer our Trail of Tears National Historic Trail.
Yeah.
And the video that they put out is very good, too.
They also oversee our Red Clay, Tennessee tribal grounds. or-
But that's a state park, not a national.
Oh, it's a state, yeah, sorry. Pardon me.
Curtis isn't here, but he's having a community meeting Saturday over at the B&R Park in Kenwood Community from 4 to 6 this Saturday.
Announce the pageant.
And also, we have our Miss Cherokee pageant this Saturday. Starts at 6. It's at the Cornerstone Church, right next door to Tahlequah Public Schools. It really is a beautiful event. We have 10 wonderful contestants that's competing, and we have an outgoing Miss Cherokee that's really done a stand-up job for us. So if you guys can make time, especially all the new council members, come out and be part of it. It really is a nice event. That they do a great job. That's all I have.
Good.
Okay, Gail needs to announce, address the council.
Well, I have your VIP passes to hand out to you guys, so you can use them next week for parking. And these are for your parking at the courthouse, you know, on the side where we parked last year. It's the same thing. You have to have these in your vehicle to be able to park. Also, therefore, if you want to go to the powwow, you will park over there on the golf course side. That's where VIPs are going to park, and they're going to shuttle you across, so you don't have to fight that whole crowd over there. And then when you get ready to leave, they'll shuttle you back to your car. Passes are just for you. You can't hate her and say, my mom's a council, they're not going to get in. Only you with your lanyard. So you can't have like 3 or 4 vehicles come 30 minutes later and they're not going to get to park in there.
Will those work if you're going to do softball?
I don't know. I just have them, I guess, wherever you want to park.
Yeah, because you just said powwow. I'm going, well, what?
They want to go like Heritage Center too.
Okay.
If you want to get up closer, they'll probably
Okay.
work. But I'm just saying that's how they work at the powwow. Because only your car with whoever you are is going to be able to get in at the VIP. You can't have 3 behind you, okay? Because there's not that much parking, but they didn't want you guys fighting the crowd.
Yeah.
So they're allowing, yeah, and it's elected officials and our chief and deputy that's going to park there.
And in case you have to leave, your wife maybe has to go to the store, or your husband, there's an extra one so they can get right back in that spot. There's one that's not attached, right?
Yeah. So that's
Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Council, the Nancy Ward Association, the descendants of Nancy Ward will be meeting at 2:30 on September 3rd at our council chambers, which is their normal thing. If you all are Nancy Ward descendant, come. If not, you want to come anyway. And then, not also a Cherokee citizen, she's made a movie in November of this year. Want to come to that.
Counselor Garvin, what do you say we go?
Here for birthday.